in our seat, just following the breath to start with the arms coming up. You can even raise the shoulders up around the ears to stretch out the sides of the rib cage, and then following the breath out through the nose to sink the arms back down. And then a couple more breath cycles here in the center, grounding down through both sit bones as we grow up, and then maintaining the length of the spine as everything sinks back down like waves on the shore. It's rising, advancing, and then sinking, retreating, washing away. And with the next inhale, we'll come up again, but we'll exhale and bend to the side, hand coming to the floor, stretching longer along one side than the other. And then we'll push that hand into the floor, send ourselves back up through the center, and stretch the other side long on the diagonal. And then back up through the center. One more time each side. Following the breath. And on the next round, coming through the center, we'll take the right hand to left thigh and twist, gentle twist, nothing forceful yet. And then twisting the other way. We'll do another round here, and on the second time through, we can deepen that twist a little bit from length. Then a little bit deeper. And then back to center. We're going to come directly to all fours. Visiting this place like it's the first time we've ever made an all fours shape. Finding the hands directly under the shoulders, spreading the weight across the whole palm of the hand, aware of each fingertip pressing into the floor, aware of both knees and shin bones and tops of the feet pressing into the floor, and then expanding that awareness to the spine, inhaling to our cow and exhaling to cat. Softly bending through the elbows as we transition from one shape to the next. Those elbows, if they had eyes, the inner elbow or the elbow pit would be looking more or less in towards one another, not hyperextending, keeping the flexion and extension in the whole length of the spine, forward and back. And then we'll take our freestyle cat-cow. We can take our bend along the side and peek over the shoulder towards the hip, or even widen the stance of the knees and circle, listening to the body and what kind of spirals or circles or movement would feel good, would release some excess tension. And then if we are spiraling or circling, then taking the opportunity to reverse the direction of that rotation, treating both sides and both directions evenly, mindfully. And then returning back to our neutral place with the knees directly under the hips and the hands under the shoulders, and also neutralizing the lower back with every inhale, inflating like a balloon in all dimensions, and then exhaling to sink. Rolling up through the spine on the next inhale. And we'll walk the hands out to the front into our first plank of your choice. It could be high plank, it could be low plank, it can even change. We're going to either stay in a more or less static plank, just moving due to the breath, or if you want to take a more dynamic plank today, that's also great. Options being alternating low and high on the forearms and hands, or lifting one leg and another. Or we can tap the toes to the side, alternating. You have a lot of extra energy. You can jumping jack the legs wide and narrow. Or want a little more challenge here, venting any heat or stress. And then we'll sink the knees down and stretch our feet in front of us. Yeah. Good. Okay. So for a forward fold, I'm going to bend my knees quite a bit, and then as lay my rib cage down towards the thighs and grab with the hands over the tops of the toes and just make that nice little curly shape here, head falling somewhere between the knees. And then as I inhale, I'll extend a little, exhale, sink a little. Twice more, inhaling long, exhaling deep. Then with the next inhale, rolling up through the spine. Now we take a seated twist today. We've been doing a lot of reclining twisting, but it's nice to remember that we have seated twist options, which are great to access throughout the day as well. So with the left leg extended, I'll bring the right knee bent and step the right foot over the top of that leg. This extended leg is one option. For me, it helps me establish both sit bones strongly on the ground and then hug the left thigh in and grow the spine long. If that's not enough of a challenge for our twist and hip stretch, we can also bend the extended left leg, bring that foot next to the seat, and enjoy a similar stretch. Just two different options. Sometimes it's nice to try both. On any given day, one or the other might be more beneficial. So feeling length through the low back, in fact, through the whole spine and out the crown of the head as we hug that right thigh in towards us. Then I'll reach my right arm up and around to the back to deepen the twist, and then stay here. Or other options with the arms, you probably know we can reach the left overarm, top of the arm, elbow over the right thigh to deepen the twist. With every inhale, getting longer through the whole spine. Every exhale, perhaps wringing out a little bit more through the center. Or you can also take a bind here, threading that hand through, grabbing hand with hand and twisting in that way. So many possibilities for this twist. And then we'll release. And briefly, I want to swivel my upper body the other direction. It's fine if the sit bone comes off the ground. I'm just going to take both hands onto the floor and twist in the other direction, chest coming towards the floor. And then unwind the legs through the middle, shake them out. Sometimes this is my favorite part of the whole yoga practice, is bouncing the legs on the floor. When I'm at home, the cat doesn't like it. Dogs don't always like it either. The wiggly part. And then we'll keep the right leg extended and draw the left thigh up and in, stepping the left foot over, establishing our hug and stretch through the seat, through the hip. My aim is to target these same muscles on the outside of the hip that we're working real hard, and the lower back, of course, too, in our warrior three and our dancer shapes. And then we can draw the right leg with a bend in or not, and take the left arm up and around to the back, emphasizing, exaggerating the length in that spine before we twist a little deeper. And then with the breath, intensifying that if it's appropriate with a different arm position, or a bind can be fun when that flexibility is available. Yeah, that felt rather nice. And then we'll unravel it and bring the legs to the front again and slowly roll down onto the back. In fact, here, let's stretch long, fingertips to toe tips or fingertips to heels. Allow the back to come off the ground. Whatever's clever. And then bend the knees. I want to do one more wiggle, actually. So I'll bend the knees above me, the thighs together. The arms can come along the side, and we'll just wag the tail. And actually, the whole body. The whole body swings from side to side. Head shakes. Pelvis gets a little rug burn against the yoga mat. And then actually there's one more pose I want to do. I was going to end, but there's one more. I think you have time, I hope. So sending the legs long, I just want to do a little banana. So a banana. I will shift my legs, both of them, towards the right side of my mat. Maybe they come off the mat just slightly, maybe not, but I'm moving both legs towards the right side of the mat. And then I'll also bring my arms towards the right side too. So I already have my banana shape, but I can also take the left foot over the right and then grip the left hand with the right. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping for. For a nice lower back stretch, sort of passive here. We're just coming into the shape and then relaxing and breathing. Really great stretch to counter some of our ballet movements or arabesque. Of course, dancer pose is a similar experience. And then release. Gently, slowly shifting through the center and a long reach there. And then shifting the feet over to the left and the arms over to the left. The right foot can come over the top of the left, long cross-legged position. Oh yeah. And then if you like, you can also grasp the right hand with the left. And then breathe there. And then slowly recover through center. And we'll go ahead and find our comfortable and as symmetrical as we can Shavasana, tucking the shoulder blades under the heart space, opening up through the chest, draping the arms and legs onto the floor as wide as they would like to fall. And just for a moment, basking in the stillness, quiet with eyes closed. And then with a soft focus internally, scanning and visioning that we're sending breath and warmth to any pieces of the body that might still feel a little bit stuck or blocked. Let the energy flow through them. Allow the tension to melt away and the work to sink in. For a moment, just to let go. Softly transitioning first back into the space. Small movements, hands and feet. Our head starting right at the periphery. Then bringing that movement into the center to draw us over to one side. Rolling quietly, softly, gently onto that side, and then bask for a moment there in a little ball. Lightly transitioning back to seated with the help of that leg extending and the hands walking up. As if we're trying not to disturb a sleeping baby or something delicate. Sitting solidly onto our two sit bones back in our easy Sukhasana seat. And then softly opening the arms, hands come together, namaste. Thanks so much for your energy in this practice.